1, 2, 3. Welcome to the PopPopCultureShop podcast. This will be the first one in many to come. My name is Rosendo, username Suresh Sendo, and right next to me, I'll let her introduce herself.
Now that I'm actually doing it, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
My name is Heidi, and I guess all my gaming tags are Hachi926. So, yeah.
Very big Hachi fan. All right, now introduce yourself.
I am Mike. My YouTube channel is XB Demon of Heaven. Had that nickname for some reason since I was in 7th grade and just kind of stuck.
He never changed it.
No, never felt the
ever.
need to.
And he tells that story every time he says and references his name. So
How old is your YouTube channel? How old is your YouTube channel? Basically, ever since you started gaming?
YouTube channel, probably like 7 or 8 years old, but I've had that tag since like I've had that as a nickname since 7th grade.
As you guys can tell, we like Pokemon. This is from the Roomies. This is from the Roomies.
He likes
This is mine. This is mine.
he likes Pokemon.
This is mine. We have not yet played any of the new. I played a little bit of the Arceus. What's the newest Pokemon game you guys have played?
Pearl on the DS.
Sword.
Did you actually finish it though?
Yeah, of course. I played the bejesus out of that game. And in a spur of a moment, I decided to trade it into GameStop, and I regret it tremendously because I had like hours.
Not the Turtwig.
I coincidentally had Piplup that I had evolved and named Takumi. So I was like,
Empoleon.
oh yes. That was such a hard catch too. Okay, well.
Now someone might still own Takumi to this day. I'm like,
No.
What will you have this game before?
No, somebody were like, delete hours and hours of games. GameStop and the trade-ins, that was terrible back in the day.
It still is. It's
It
basically
is.
highway robbery.
It is.
A game that just came out, just for example, just yesterday, I believe, the new Legend of Zelda game came out. If you were to try to trade that game in today, they'd probably give you like $20.
Yes.
Or
And then the store credit,
24 right now.
and the credit would be, but that's with the credit. The trade-in value, the cashback would be like $18.99. Like
Go on the street and sell that shit for 55 right away.
the
Boom.
swap meet. Could have swap meet and sell it for 50. I mean, they had a Lego Bowser all busted for what, 50? You were there with me. We saw it for the Lego Bowser.
Oh damn! Oh yeah, we saw
The Lego Bowser.
We saw the whole Lego Bowser set complete for like $50.
Well, not complete was. It was an assumption. We would have to have sat there and counted each and every single.
We'll see if
Lego
every bag was in there. We don't have to count all the pieces as long as nothing was ripped.
That's true.
That's true. We didn't even bother to see if the bags.
The reason we didn't get it was because there was another lady in front of ID trying to get the same item.
But she only went for it because I gravitated straight to it. So she's like, "Oh, this has value. Let me go for it." I'm like, "Oh, all you girl, do
The whole
you?"
Black Friday mentality. But it's in mid-July.
It was too hot. Too many people. Do you? Do you, boo?
But yeah, the last Pokemon game I played was the first Black, and I didn't even finish it.
So why
I
do
thought
you
you
have so
played
much
Scarlet.
Pokemon shit?
I like the classic shit. The new shit, it's got weird. The garbage Pokemon.
Oh, well, I did
Karate Guy Blue, Karate Guy
No,
Red.
it's the falling through the universe ones. Oh, I tried it. The one with the mega something or the other that they turn into like Godzilla, and they fight each other.
Sword and Shield.
That's Sword and Shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried Sword, but I only popped that sucker in for a couple seconds, and I'm like,
You played Shield.
oh yes, I did.
I only know because I had
You had the
Sword.
dog lion thing.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, because dogs
Xanius
are
or
life.
something. They have so dumb names. I can't remember. Xanius or something like that. If I remember.
Zacian.
Zacian. See, dumb names.
I mean, if I got a dog, I'd name that. That sounds cool. That's it.
What was the last game? What was the last Pokemon game you played, Mike?
Sword.
Sorry. Did you finish it?
Yeah, it was fucking easy.
Did,
Game was a joke.
But did you do any of the side stuff? Did they?
No, it was too easy. And it wasn't fun. It was like completely boring.
I think I tried to play it and then I had a glitch and my character fell through a loop and I was like, this is dead to me.
That's entirely possible.
I was like, no.
That's more common in the newer one, though.
Yeah. No, I didn't try that one. I didn't even so much as buy it. So.
No, well, I tried RCS for a little bit. Game is really fun. A lot of quality of life changes happen to it. So one thing that I loved about it is basically, you know how if you wanted to swap characters out of your team, you have to go to the nurse joy center, go to the second floor, go to
Yes.
the box, and next switch them out.
If I wanted to go to work.
Now that's on your regular menu screen, so you can do that on a regular. So you don't wherever you're at.
Oh, okay, so you don't have to like go out of your way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's basically another way to just skip the whole Nurse Joy thing. Because basically you just swap out your weak stuff and just bring it back, and now they have full health. So that's one way to bypass going to Nurse Joy.
So literally easy mode.
Part of life, dude. Part of life. Because basically you would spend so much time just doing that, changing boxes and stuff. And now if you want your Pokemon to breed, there's no more a breeding station. You just make sandwiches.
Okay, so I was obsessed breeding Pokemon for Pearl. Breeding them with the Ditto trick and the whole puffin. Making puffins.
Oh, that shit was tight.
I love doing
Put
that.
the ingredients and you have to go roll people. Destroying their bottom of their DS screens.
I was obsessed doing the stupid puffins. Like, I love that. That's where I spent the game. That was it.
That, and you also had the beauty pageant. Right? Or am I thinking wrong?
I think that was beauty pageant.
That one also had a beauty pageant.
That was lost on me. I only wanted to do the puffins.
You had the beauty pageant, and you also had the underground ruins.
I didn't do any of that. I was just too concentrated on the puffins and the breeding. That Ditto did so much wonders for my game.
So much breeding.
Poor
Ditto's a hoe.
That poor Ditto. I was like,
Probably piked Mike there, but.
Ditto's a hoe.
but now I won't touch a Pokemon game. It's after Animal Crossing and the infinite amount of hours during COVID lockdown playing Animal Crossing. I can't do another like game that's all consuming like this. I did more financial and better decisions financially in Animal Crossing
In real life.
than in real life.
Turnip stock market.
Oh shit! I need to pay for my house. I gotta go get some more insects. I gotta go get more
The
fossils.
spider. No, but I was online like a bank trading guru, finding who had their island open and how much their stuff was going for.
It was turnips, right?
The turnips. Like I was buying turnips and doing investment
The
with
stock
turnips.
games?
The
The
stock.
stock-
I had
Turning up.
millions in turnip money, but ask me how my bank account's doing. My legit one. Like, about that.
Animal Crossing, I only touched it for like the first 2 months of release, and then every 6 months, something new is there, and I'm like, I just didn't keep up. My whole island's probably covered in weeds for all I know.
Your best characters start moving out, and then you get like cobwebs and stuff like
I
that.
didn't even get to that point. I got like four new villagers or whatever, 4 or 5, and then after that, just stop playing.
And they get sassy with you too. The villagers are like, "Oh, so you came back, huh?" They're like you're this gruntled coworkers.
You
They're
gave
like,
Animal Crossing a shot, Mike?
no.
I played for 2 months.
How much?
Did you?
You enjoyed it?
I mean, it was
What kind of
okay.
games do you like? It sounds like you don't like Pokemon, you don't like Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing just kind of felt redundant, and
That's sort of what it is. It's just a pleasure, brainless. It's just a game. Just knock out some dailies, knock out like a gotcha game. Knock
Yeah.
out some dailies, and then try to do 100% it. So it sort of has like a completionist route to it as well.
I couldn't see that. But oh my god, trying to complete everything in that game is a nightmare.
Dude, I love going fishing. That shit was The funnest thing.
For me, was trying to get the spiders at night. Especially because
I remember
I'm
you complaining
terrified
about
of them in
spiders.
real life. So if they came at me in the game, I was screaming bloody murder over here. I'm like, ah! But I was still trying to catch it.
I love how the first month of the game, someone found out how to find a spider island. So basically, you know.
That's shared. That's exactly what I did. And then afterwards, and then again, you go online and people are like, the spider island's up, everybody. Go take the, so-and-so should be coming by your island now.
You know what I'm talking about, Mike? Yes or no?
The which?
You know
The spider island?
I didn't know about Spider Island.
So basically, spiders are really expensive. So
They sell for like 15K, I think, at the time.
So basically, what you had to do was like AOE scare it, go back a little bit, and then you always catch it. Like as long as you always did the little.
But if you
scare and you always got it.
But if you got bit by one of them suckers, you end up going back to the dude that dropped you off at the island.
That I remember, because
Yeah,
you showed me that.
Yes, because I kept failing the first couple of times until I got the hang of it. But then eventually I got the hang of it.
Also, because you always used to play it before movies, and you were yelling
Because
in the middle.
it had to be then. It was
And you were
scheduled
yelling in the middle of the theater
because
about
spiders would bite you. And I was like, oh, no.
Sometimes all the previews were going too.
Because nobody cares about the previews.
Some people do care about the previews,
No, those are uptight people. The lights are still on. It's fine.
but sometimes the lights are off.
No, they're not. And then, do you remember the previews of some movies that we were watching?
Yes.
But that's more of an annoyance on your part because God knows if I remember what movies you even watched while I was playing that game. And we weren't going out that much anyway because of COVID.
This is true.
So what previews were you complaining about?
There was nothing. We were basically waiting for Tenet for 2 years.
Okay, I heard that Tenet was confusing.
It was
Anyway.
supposed to come out the second month when COVID became active, and then it got delayed, and it was one of the first movies that came back when COVID died down a little.
So my previous roommate watched Tenet at the hospital because he got some acute appendicitis and he had to be kept in observation.
So he was sick, not COVID sick.
Not COVID sick. He was like appendicitis sick. And that's when he watched Tenet. And then the only thing I got on text message was like, I don't understand this movie.
Apparently, you have to watch it 2 or 3 times for it to make any sense.
It wasn't.
It's more confusing than a Gordon Spacey movie.
Gordon
Which one?
Spacey.
Not Gordon Spacey.
Gordon
the guy,
Spacey.
The guy who made Kill Bill.
Quentin Tarantino?
Quentin Tarantino.
Those make sense.
All Quentin Tarantino's movies make sense.
They
Dude,
all
if
make.
you just watch the first 40 minutes and then leave, you're like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, you don't watch the first 40 minutes and leave.
The movie has a pattern. All his
Everything
movies-
has a payoff in a Tarantino
And then
film.
you have to pay attention because
Nothing. There's no ambiguity. Everything has a purpose.
even the
So
one
you're
off.
saying Tenet isn't like that whatsoever.
Not at
No,
all.
that's fucking Nolan. I think Nolan's completely overrated.
So like 2 out of 5 stars you'd give it?
I don't know. I didn't even see Tenet. I
No,
wouldn't even
Quentin
bother.
Tarantino stuff is fire.
Should we watch it so we can talk about it next podcast?
No, I'm not gonna watch Tenet. I don't care.
I don't think I want to waste 3 hours of my life.
Oh, it's 3 hours long?
It's like 2 and a
I
half.
love how you switch. Look how quickly the table has turned. He's like, oh,
It-
3
it's
hours.
like two-
What about
I thought it
pearls?
was a 1 hour action movie. And
No, it's a
No.
Christopher Nolan
It's
movie.
supposed to be. Yeah.
Those are all long for no fucking reason.
I mean, he did the Batman ones okay.
Yeah, they were okay. Batman.
Did he make the newest Batman too?
No,
No.
the Batman is not made by Chris Nolan.
No, that was Matt Reeves. He did X-Men first.
First
No,
class.
that was Matthew Vaughn. Matt Reeves did.
Fun fact, guys, I am horrible with names and movies.
I forgot what Matt Reeves did.
He doesn't watch anything. He watches summaries online about them,
But
and
yeah.
then tries to feed it to us like if he actually did watch it.
But Batman Begins was okay. Dark Knight was a decent movie that was hard carried by Heath Ledger.
The evil dice dude, right?
Huh?
Dice dude?
No,
the Joker, the guy
Joker.
that played Joker. That he was played the nurse and then has that scene that he runs away when the thing blows up.
I haven't seen it. All I know is the ice dude. Apparently, the ice dude did a good job.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was terrible. What are you talking about?
I heard the ice dude did a pretty good job.
In the cartoon?
Dun dun dun. Maybe I'll watch that for the next podcast for you guys.
I'm about to put on something else that he hasn't watched because anytime we have a conversation with him about anything, he's like, I never watched
Because
it.
for the animated series, Heart of Ice, the Mr. Freeze
Everything-
episode,
everything
is
from the animated.
probably one of the single greatest episodes of a show of all time.
The writing, the
Like
tempo,
that episode won a
even the
goddamn.
music that they played for
Yeah,
like
that episode won a goddamn Emmy.
Yeah, I mean, almost got away.
Yeah.
The time I almost got him, was it?
Almost got him.
Almost got him. The ones, everything that had to do with Robin, with his backstory, that was pretty fire.
Everything with Joker.
Everything with Joker.
Actually, did you know Heart of Ice?
The Harley Quinn one where she goes shopping.
Harley Quinnaid, I think.
Yes, yeah, that was a good.
But for Heart of Ice, did you know before playing Joker, Mark Hamill was actually in that episode?
As what?
He was the businessman who fired Freeze. And then after that, they had him audition for Joker.
He's never
and
going to
that
play
started
Joker again, is he?
No.
Because
He will
our
not do
Batman
Joker
died.
without Conroy.
Yeah, our Batman
I mean,
died.
he was meant to retire from Joker years ago anyway because it hurt his voice too much to keep doing it.
I can't believe when I found out that he also played Joker, I was mind blown. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yes, Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker is the best Joker.
He is the best Joker. And then our
And
best
that's why
Batman
that's
died.
why they used him for the Batman video games.
Well, our best animated Batman died.
Yes.
I still think, what's his name?
Keaton.
Keaton is the best.
I think the new
best
Flash
Bat-
movie is going to cement him as the best live action Batman, 100%.
Is the best one. Nah, man. He did the best Bruce Wayne.
I don't think Christian Bale was that good.
He looked the part, but he
This new Flash movie looks interesting.
It
from
looks
the
fantastic.
DC live action movie. Sorry to say, but the only ones that really caught my attention was the first Shazam, and unfortunately, Wonder Woman felt like a copy of Winter Soldier. Of not Winter
No,
Soldier.
Captain
but-
America: First Avenger.
Yeah.
It felt almost.
Identical.
Identical.
It was pretty much the same movie, exactly.
So to me, the strongest DC
so
is
basically,
Shazam.
same movie, just different gender.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Same, about the same type of war. The love interest plays like a supporting role, but not particularly too focused
And
on
then-
that. There's some camaraderie between the character and, their backup, and like she didn't have a Bucky, but she did have like a small team. That was kind of like what Captain America.
Yeah, Howling Commandos.
Yeah.
The Captain America's Howling Commandos, pretty much.
But the best one was Shazam, the first one. I have no interest in watching the second one. It looks kind of.
The second one, the only reason it caught my eyes because the trailer had the Eminem song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only reason.
It made me go back to that song. It made me go back to my Spotify and like find the song and play it. But they edited it in such a way where I had to find it on YouTube.
I just feel like when a movie trailer basically tells you the whole story, I'm not enticed to go watch the movie. And that's how it felt when I watched the Shazam 2 trailer. Even though I haven't watched
That's
Shazam
actually
1.
just most movie trailers in general now.
Yeah. That's why I hate the intro. That's why I hate some anime intros because it just spoils it.
Yeah.
Spoils you for what you're gonna expect out of the series.
It's like, here's all the major fights in the series.
So I don't pay attention to the scenes of an anime intro.
After you
for
watch
me,
it,
it's gotta be the music.
because after you watch it once, you just sometimes you will skip it, right?
Yeah, because we won't care. And then for me, if the song is fire, then you just want to listen to the song in its entirety elsewhere. Like you want to stream it, you want to find it online, you want to buy it, whatever it is.
The Asha Nako is basically everywhere now.
Everywhere, but it's.
Told you, number 5 global right now.
But
So good.
But she also has a bunch of she was also the intro for Beastars.
Yeah, so
She also-
yeah.
Yeah, she has a few that are just.
I watched that first episode 3 times already.
We should have recorded ourselves watching that first episode because, especially toward the end, the three of us were silent. We were like,
But the thing about that is, we could react to snippets, but we can't react to the full thing because then they won't even let us post it. Like, we could have that as Patreon content. Then it doesn't give a fuck.
You have to cut it accordingly and also like sort of blur or hide part of the image in order to make it work.
Yeah.
but who wants to watch us
If
watching
it's-
something for an hour and a half? Isn't
if
that?
it's like-
That's why you cut it down to like a 20-30 minute video.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say because
And like
nobody
if it-
wants to watch that long.
That's what
And
Patreon
if
is
it's like
for.
I don't want to watch myself for that long.
If it's like for a 5 or 10 second skit, they let it go. But if it's if it's anything beyond 10 seconds, that's where the content ID from YouTube will be like, red flag, get the fuck out of here. Get 3 strikes, you're out.
I don't know nothing about this. It's all the same.
So basically, you can't use content that's not that doesn't have content ID. So basically, any majority of animes and musics you can't use on videos unless you get permission to use it.
And that also seems like a hassle on its own, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So whenever I stream, I had to put copyright free, lo-fi or whatever, and then let it ring. Unless the producer allows you to stream or use it, you're basically you gotta make sure you're not doing anything that's popular. Basically, anything on the radio is for the most part copyright.
Friggin' emotional damage dude got one of his videos taken down from his own clip.
What, emotional?
Yes, he put that in, and he got flagged by YouTube. He's like, but this is me. This is my clip. This is my content. What's his name? Stephen He. Yeah, he got flagged by them for his own content.
I would be so mad. But I mean, they're protecting his stuff, so in a way, at that point, it would be full on satire. But damn.
So one fun fact. So imagine I was reacting to one of his videos. He won't copyright me. He won't copy strike me. But he could flag me so that he gets since I'm using his content without doing too much to it. So it's my own piece of content. He could take the revenue off that video because it's his content. And that's what the music people do, and that's why content ID is so heavily pushed on YouTube.
Okay. I know nothing about this world.
It's complicated.
It sounds like it.
And you're in the world of medical billing, which is more complicated.
Oh, don't get me started on bills and real life situations.
That'll be a separate podcast.
That'll be next week's podcast. If you guys want to know about medical billing, put it in the comments down below, and ID will read every single one of them. And reply to every single one.
I mean, you can't upload your EOB. Please don't upload your medical bill for me to read on.
Imagine, hey, I got my leg broken off, and I got this insurance. What do you think I could do?
I could answer those questions in private, but please don't.
We got violations of HIPAA compliance on YouTube.
I'm getting my license, my CPC all expired, and they're like negative. You can't work in this field anymore. 20 years of experience.
You are gone.
No.
Pretty much.
That's not okay. But that's boring talk. Nobody wants to hear about the awful world of billing and bills and
medical finances. Some people find it interesting. But if you guys want to hear about that, let us know down in the comments down below.
He'll respond.
Yeah, I'll respond. I'll respond pretending to be ID.
No.
No.
Because my response would be no. That'll be it. That'll be my response. No.
I'll put Hachi-no.
Anyway.
So you've been playing Resident Evil for the past couple of days. How's that been treating you?
I find it kind of sad that it's a remake and it's better than most of the games I've played in the past 2 or 3 years.
It's good. That's how good the game is.
It's
so good.
Resident Evil 4.
Why make new stuff if it's so good?
His hair looks fantastic. Have you seen it though?
There are separate filters for his hair.
Leon has the most fabulous hair I've seen in gaming since Merida's hair for Pixar. His hair is fantastic.
I was gonna say Aslan from
and he's in the fucking random ass swamp wood ass.
He has I woke up like this. Well, I was killed like this, and I still look fantastic and what? Oh my god. His hair looks phenomenal.
But yeah, they've changed enough from the original GameCube version of the game to make it feel almost like a new experience. The major beats are there, but a lot of the traversal and a few of the major puzzle or combat sequences completely different.
Also, even if you played the GameCube version, this is gonna stump you.
Yeah, it's a whole another game almost completely.
Is it just the mechanics you're referring to?
There's a few set pieces that obviously didn't change. The village fight at the beginning, That's, kind of like one of the most iconic pieces about Resident Evil 4. So yeah, that wasn't going to change. Few bits, actually, the entire Salazar boss fight
Got a full revamp?
complete revamp, completely different fight.
That
Krauser
one-
boss fight, all new content. Like, it's insane. They've upped their game
Is
a
that the one
lot.
that you have to play with? Leon has someone else fighting with him?
No, Krauser is the one where you have to knife fight him.
Oh, right.
Just beat it. Just beat it. Dance off.
Yeah, it's like the
Tom Berry's gonna show up being like Grudge.
Grudge and Doink. Now, the only boss fight that's actually been like the similar enough or the same.
Wait, before you continue, how many hours have you put in, and where are you at this moment?
So I made a mistake of listening to what the game said.
You followed the tutorial?
No. So basically,
Blasphemy.
there is, assisted mode, which is for first-time players, and then there's a
So basically like handicap mode, right?
Yeah.
Like holding your hand on.
Yeah. Then there's standard mode for people who've never played Resident Evil 4, which is how they promote it. And then there's professional mode for people who have played Resident Evil 4, but it's actually the game's hard mode. Sorry, not professional, it's hardcore. Professional is what you unlock after beating
Hard.
the other difficulties.
So baby, normal, hard, and extra hard.
Yeah, and I started on hard. Yeah, I started on hardcore. Yeah, so normally for a lot of people when they play Resident Evil titles, you do your first run on like standard, so you learn the ins and outs of the game. You kind of get a
Get the
feel for it,
basics.
yeah.
Basics.
But the most important part is your upgraded weapons carry over.
Okay, so
when
if
you
you
do-
play an easy run, whatever you upgrade transfers to the medium hard or extra hard.
Yes,
Okay.
with the upgrades. So all the upgrades and everything, which is a very nice feature. So I made the mistake of, not doing the easier run first. I went straight to hard with no upgrades.
So you're running around with the gun with an empty clip?
I have run out of bullets. I have broken my knife and run out of bullets. So I was unable to do anything until I found something.
I'm just guessing harder mode, lesser resources for you
Yes,
to.
it's always that way.
Yeah, I was at the point in one fight where I was running around looking for anything to pick up, and I picked up a chicken egg to throw at somebody,
Did it
and I
work?
managed to kill them. And they dropped 5 handgun bullets, and I was back in the game.
Because I remember watching the speed run on Game Done Game Quick for GameCube version. And they do some stupid clips, so they're already halfway in the game. And they're like, this piece of shit takes 8 shots. Doesn't matter what level you are, but this thing takes 8 shots to kill. And we need to kill it in order to progress the game point. So I can just imagine at your point.
That sounds like Del Lago,
Yeah.
which
It
is the
sounds
fish
about right.
monster.
I enjoy watching the gameplay because Resident Evil's hard for me. Like I can't
I can't do FPSs.
I can't
The only
do it.
FPS I like.
The only Resident Evil I've played from start to finish has been 6.
6.
6 is manageable. I've seen a lot of people play it.
Yeah, 6 is fun.
Did that one have multiple endings or just the one?
It has
One ending, but 4 storylines.
and you can play different characters. So
And all the storylines intersect.
yes, it's sort of like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Quentin Tarantino movie. How do you? Which,
So you
do
get
you
four.
know-
So you get 5 stories. What's one?
Have you watched any Quentin Tarantino movie?
I watch Odd Taxi. I like Odd Taxi. Anime, by the way, guys.
So basically, the whole thing was 6.
What?
Like, a lot of people bash 6 because it was too much of an action game,
I don't care.
as opposed to
I don't
like
care. I was playing
standard
as Chris
Resident Evil horror.
Hemsfield. Is his last name?
Redfield.
Redfield. Oh, forget Thor. He was just punching.
That's why Sam Bat was named at the get-go, so I can't be judged.
Well,
He was just that character's all about punching people in the face. I love that character so
like,
much.
6 was more of an action game, and a lot of people didn't like it.
Oh, the shark thing.
I thought the game was actually really good.
The game was
like,
fun.
It had really high production values, and it was a lot of fun. And I think it was actually the perfect gateway Resident Evil for newer players because every single campaign was co-op. So like when I played with Heidi, we were doing we did Chris's campaign, and she was playing Chris, and I was playing. I don't even forget the other. I remember
Yeah,
the
he
other
was a
guy's name.
sniper. He was more
He was a
strategic.
sniper. So I'm like lining up shots,
And
taking
he's over here
headshots,
taking the-
and all of a sudden I just runs in front of the scope and starts punching zombies in the face.
This shit was awesome.
Because
That was the best game to play after
in
work.
6, you could literally just run up and punch everything. You didn't need to shoot. You didn't need to have a knife. You literally just uppercut motherfuckers.
And
And it was
very-
hilarious.
It's so cathartic.
So-
That and the
so-
shark stayed with me.
So 6 had So 6 had a lot of ways to do multiplayer than other Resident Evil games.
6 had some of the coolest features I've ever seen, actually.
And we played that during Sandy, or was it a?
We did it during Sandy
Yeah, we were also on lockdown for the one.
for the 1 week.
Yeah, for the week.
And one of our friends, Mike Lund, who worked at Capcom, was like, yeah, let me send you some copies of the game so you guys can play it. And we were like, yeah, this is one of the greatest things ever. Like, I enjoyed all 3 campaigns. They each played differently. You enjoyed Wesker's son.
Because he was awkward and he was trying to hit on the chick that he was working with. And he just fell flat. And I am here to see a hot guy being turned down left and right.
Oh,
It's just
you made
funny.
it sound like a dweeb. So I'm like,
No, I love when hot people get told no. It is so cathartic to me. It's like, yes, learn what it is to be rejected. Good for you. Toughen up. And so she was like, no. Every time he's like, hey, she's like, no. That was funny. I'm still not over that.
The more important part with Resident Evil 6 is it was the first time I learned what an angry gamer that ID can be. So here's what happened. Resident Evil 6
Oh my God.
had
We were roommating back in New York.
Wait. Resident Evil 6 had a few special multiplayer things. The first one, which was super cool, was it had a Dark Souls-ish multiplayer where you could actually become an enemy in someone else's game.
Oh, yeah.
And try to kill the player.
that's tight.
Yeah, that's actually.
That's some Left 4 Dead shit, which people have been wanting for.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
that was fun.
it
That was so much
It
fun.
was only in certain spots of the game too.
Yeah. And then the worst, creepiest parts, too.
Yeah, there was one in a graveyard,
Oh, I
and you
love
could either
that.
spawn as a dog, a zombie, or one of the stronger zombies that's in a coffin.
I love that.
So
Oh,
the zombie
that
in
was
the
so much
coffin,
fun.
the best thing to do is if someone's playing, you wait for the first person to run by. And then when the first person runs by, you jump the second person and grab them and start dragging their body away while all the other NPCs go after the player character. And you start trying to kill the other person.
But it's the best is because you can hear if you're
You can hear them complain.
You can hear them complain. But the best was the screaming. I caught somebody the second time they passed by me. And I was like, oh, yes, I'm going to kill you. And it's, sure enough, it was silent the whole time until I grabbed him. And this guy went, oh, my God. I don't know where from. He was definitely somewhere middle America. Because he started praying. He's like, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and all the saints. And I was like, I lived for this.
RPing in those kind of games is tight.
But then it
I
had a
love that game
second
so much.
form of online content, which was the crossover areas.
Oh, Lord.
So in the story mode, there were certain parts of the game, usually boss fights, where multiple stories would actually intersect. And if they intersect, like say we're playing Leon's campaign and you're playing Chris's campaign, if we get there around the same time, the game will actually wait. And it'll load us both in the exact same instance. So you have 4 players fighting
But they
the boss.
stopped doing a lot of that
Yeah,
kind of
that was a
crossover.
one-time thing. It never happened again. And I
That was
thought
such
it was
a
good.
shame because that was a lot
But
of fun.
here's what happened with her.
Oh, God. I was really trying to hope to...
So the big thing with her experience was the 4th campaign, which you only get from finishing the first 3, is Operation Ada.
Okay.
And you
Which
play
is
as Ada
Leon's
Wong.
love interest.
And when it first came out, it was a single-player only campaign because Ada.
You know, hot guys who stay single like that forever.
I said love interest. I didn't say that she played ball, but go on.
Okay.
Anywho, so basically, Ada during Leon's campaign segments, there's a bit where she's fighting the bioweapon on like top of a building or like in the middle of a building.
Yeah, something like that.
And Leon and his partner are trying to climb an elevator shaft. And Heidi is freaking fighting this boss for like 6 minutes. And it's a fight you can't win because it
You
won't
have-
progress until the Leon player makes it to the top. And she runs through all of her ammo, all of her healing items, and then she just gets on the headset and sends a voice message to the other player, and it's like, yo, what is wrong with you? How can you not climb an elevator shaft? Why are you so shit at this?
Okay.
And
I killed all the enemies. There was
it was a boss
That's
fight.
toxic.
yes. Okay. The boss is not attacking them.
There's nothing attacking
There's
them.
nothing attacking
It's just
them.
climbing an elevator
It's this
shaft.
person who could not put their character one foot in front of the other. They had to climb up.
So maybe they were like,
I don't know. They kept falling or something. I don't even remember what it was.
that might be a ladder.
Maybe. It's like Schrodinger's cat or something. They weren't sure if the ladder was there or not.
Is this a Mario platformer?
Oh my God. And I'm over here wasting
Yeah.
my patience.
But what made it better is the guy sends a voice message back. And
That goes to show that, you never should.
he starts apologizing. Because he's like, I'm sorry. My girlfriend is playing with me. She doesn't really play video games that much. It's like,
busting the girlfriend.
this is one of her first games.
And you're trying to have a romantic moment, and then they touch
And then-
me who I'm really engaged in this game.
But then she responds back. It's like, bitch, I'm a girl. This is one of my first games, and I don't suck that bad. Get her shit together.
You knew I was an angry gamer from the time that I made your boss rage quit on a platform.
That shit was funny.
There was no difference though. You know I rage when I'm engaged
You just
in a
wanted
book.
to troll his ass, though.
Yes, I did.
She used to troll my boss over Xbox
Because
Live.
he couldn't do anything about it because he couldn't take it out on him because it would show weakness on his part. So the best way to go about it was to break him and destroy his ego chip by chip. And it was very, very satisfying. To the point where when he see me, he'd go around and make it a point to not have to say hello to me unless he absolutely had to.
'Cause they
Which
got
one he
on the
did was he
same
was a
train.
gentleman. But I could tell that his spirit was broken every time I spoke to him. It was so beautiful to see. I love watching him.
A little B2B guys. The guy's talking about his manager, and they were both employees there at the time. But going back to the original question, so you were playing the game. You were playing. How many hours did you put into it, and where are you at right now? And you said you put it in hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore. So I am 15 to 16 hours in right now. I have died more times than I care to admit.
Is it as hard as Dark Souls?
God, no.
Oh, I'm asking.
The Dark Souls is its own thing.
It's like a different game.
Yeah.
Well, no, I tried playing Dark Souls. That's why I'm asking because I didn't even get past the intro.
You're supposed to die in the intro.
Well, I didn't know. I just gave up trying to succeed into the game. I was just like, nah.
So you're a video game reviewer now.
She will start streaming next month, guys.
No.
It's a running joke. Like, back when Cuphead first came out, there were reviewers who failed to do the tutorial.
Oh my
so
God.
it's like failing a video game tutorial is a requirement to be a gaming journalist nowadays.
Oh. Well, remember when Best Buy used to put consoles up for people to try? So Cuphead was one of the games that once they had to display. And I had played a level with you, I think, or I had played it on my own. I can't remember. But I already had passed that level, so I already had that practice, that muscle memory. So these two guys are, it's a couple. A couple is playing the game, and they're frustrated. But it coincidentally happened to be the level that I was playing. So when they moved away, I picked up the controller and passed it in like about a minute. Because I think it was timed. Those chapters are timed. You have to beat certain levels before
Boss
something.
fights are generally like 1 to 2 minutes
Yeah,
if
they're
you do
timed.
them correctly.
So I beat it before the time, and the girl grabbed her boyfriend or her husband or whatever. She's like, "You beat it." And they were like, "What the fuck?" And then they came back, tried to do it again. Sorry. They came back, tried to do it again, and then he's like, "I'm done." I just saw him go like this. I'm done. He's like, "I can't do this."
In their defense, I feel that the game is actually harder with 2 people.
It is. It is.
And it does, like, there's nothing indicating the game actually does get harder.
Yes, it does. I feel like I love that game because it's so evil.
But I love the soundtrack in the game. Banging.
You know which also had a really good soundtrack?
Super Meat Boy.
Yes. I love the original Super Meat Boy so much. So when they brought it over to the Switch and they switched the music, it was dead to me. I could not play through it. I could not because they changed the music. I don't know why. I'm sure there's some drama pertaining to the person who did the original.
If you guys know drama, let me know in the comments down below.
But I love the original Super Meat Boy. It was so much fun. And the whole Dr. Fetus, the whole concept was funny. It was so good. People were like, I'm so offended. I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. This is like the height of like South Park where, people's feelings weren't that sensitive and that like tactful. But that game had an amazing, simple game, difficult puzzles. It delivered everything. It checked off a bunch of boxes. It was visually appealing.
It was 100% skill based too, and the controls were absolutely tight.
Yeah, the controller,
if you
everything.
Die, it's your fault.
Yeah,
It's literally get good.
Yeah, it was one of you had to have that sense.
I've never played the game.
What?
I've heard this is basically a harder version of Celeste.
No.
Celeste might be harder.
Yeah, Celeste is harder.
Oh, really?
Celeste is harder.
Celeste
yes.
and Meat Boy are kind of equal in terms of just difficulty.
Yeah, you have to with Celeste. You have to know what you're doing too, but it is definitely harder than Super Meat Boy. And Super Meat Boy has that once you beat it type of thing. It didn't
The
everything.
Dark World of Super Meat Boy though, that's
That's
fucking
hard.
nightmare.
Yeah, that is.
Is that New Game Plus?
No.
No. You have to unlock that. So it's kind of like, remember how like Mario games, you go through a different level and you get to a different location or end up at the end of the game or the level?
That's just skipping it, but yes.
Okay, well, Super Meat Boy had Dark World.
Also had whirlpools that fix skip shit.
Well, no, it wouldn't skip
No,
it. It would just
be a dark world.
Yeah, take you to a dark world. So an alternate dimension, and then the levels, everything there was harder. So think of Cuphead like that. It was things were being thrown at you, coming up
With
from.
Meat Boy, do you also shoot?
No, Meat
No.
Boy is just pure platform.
But things keep popping out of nowhere, like the
Like
meat.
Galaga? It's not. You're not moving like a Galaga, but projectiles trying to hit you.
No projectiles. It's
No, but the pizza shredder thing.
It's usually traps.
It's traps that, and then the shredding thing that always got me. The
Buzzsaws?
Yeah, the buzzsaws that used to come out of nowhere. I felt like they came out of nowhere because I was not timing myself properly. But I did beat the game, both the Dark World and the original.
Gaming tab I would love to see you play is anything by Fabian Games. Those games are made to make you rage quit.
Which ones? Which are those?
So basically, okay, so one of the games concept is you're a golf ball and you're trying to reach the top. So you're just hitting
I'd rather play Carry On. If I'm going to be
subjected to torture.
to torture, I'd rather be the monster getting out of like a facility like in Carry On.
I'll show you a
China's
little,
actually
I'll
pretty
show you a
easy.
little snippets of the game, and whether you want to play it or not, it's up to you.
I mean, had I known, I would have just been playing Tetris now.
You can. But you actually can't because they don't care what's on the screen.
Yeah, but I don't want to get up, so there you have it. I already put the controller away. It's fine. Next time.
Next time we could be playing and doing this. Multitasking.
But I have how many games? Like 100 and something games I wanted to start tackling in my.
This guy has the biggest Switch library I've ever seen anybody have. That's not a GameStop store.
We're like 160 or 170 titles now.
Yeah.
Physical.
I don't have them. I only have some 70 something, 50 something maybe.
You got the expensive shit though.
I like books. You must obtain
Wait,
the best stories.
There's some Switch games that come with books?
No.
Yes.
You have to be selective with the stuff that you own now because there's a lot of everything out there. There's a lot of games out there. So I have to decide if it's purchase physically worthy, because it's like a book. Like I'll read on my Kindle. I have over 1,000 books on my Kindle. But I only own about 30 of them because those are the books that I want to pick up and crack the spine open to and smell and then, finger through and read them.
Especially smell. And don't forget finger.
Why are you making something so sacrilegious dirty? Why?
New books smell nice.
New books too. And just older books smell nice too. But I feel like you just made that dirty for no reason.
Yes, that water.
Yes, that is water. Here you go.
Going back to what animes we're currently watching. We're currently watching
The new season. I'm excited.
Ancient Magnus.
Magus. Forget the.
Magus Bride.
The ancient Magus's wife or
Can you
bride.
give us a little synopsis? Because I'm a little foggy on which one that one is.
So, young girl who's in tune with nature or spirituality, I guess it would be. She.
Is it an isekai?
No, not at all.
So it just takes place in like a.
It's a fantasy.
No,
Fantasy.
it's a fantasy for sure, but it still has all the lore of like
Mana, woods.
yeah, and then of
elves
course,
and stuff.
but more importantly, it has Oberon and his wife
Titania.
Titania, and they're in England.
I don't know.
Fairies.
The fairy king and queen.
The Fae.
Okay,
The Fae.
You're just explaining the. Okay.
Yeah, but that is from the lore from. That is legit lore.
So there's a previous anime that sets up this anime.
No, they're basing that off actual lore that allegedly
And
happened.
like actual British lore.
Yeah,
Oh, so it actually has
Titania and Oberon were part of.
historical characters.
No, they were fictional characters, but they have legends that pertain to them. So they incorporated them in the storyline where allegedly they still exist, they still are strong, they still are among us, but we don't see them. We don't have the sensitivity to see them. And there's a whole world around them, and she happens to be a
So basically,
battery
it's in our world, but we can't see them.
because they don't want us to see them. So, because it's kind of.
So who are the main characters? I understand.
The young girl, the young Japanese girl who is basically blessed by the spirits. Chise.
So
And
is she a nun in any way, shape, or form?
no, she's not.
British.
No. Huh?
She's Japanese.
Yeah.
As a-
She was in Japan. I mean, where else would she be?
I thought
it's
she
an
was
anime.
English.
She is bought by Elias and then taken to Great Britain.
Does she have any mannerisms? Like, did she say words funny or something?
No.
Just straight English.
Yeah, they're allegedly the only language they speak in this whole thing is English in this one, but
Okay, Japanese young girl.
with an ancient being that's we're not sure.
What he or she is.
Yes, but he has assumed the image of a male with like he wears a skull over his head.
It's like a stag.
And like a stag skull. And he
It's like a deer?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And it's just their story for she ends up becoming his bride. She becomes something of a commodity because her spiritual power works like a battery. So she can burn herself out and die quickly if she doesn't learn how to
Control it.
basically.
So basically, this anime is her trying to control her power, or
No,
basically
her
her,
friend-
her learning the world that she's part of now.
Yes, because she was also
yeah.
tormented by like the yokai and stuff because they're all attracted to her.
Oh, they want her energy.
Yeah,
So basically, she's the light, and everything is like all the demons and shit are moths.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. And I'm doing a terrible job at explaining this anime, but it's such a beautiful anime. The story, the manga's really nice.
It's like one of the top tier animes, like
Yes.
period right now.
Yeah, it's such a, and
What's-
it's
what's
this is the
title?
third season.
What's the title again?
The Ancient Magus's Bride.
Bride, yeah,
The Ancient Magnus's Bride.
Magus.
Magus. The Ancient Magus Bride. Interesting. From what I'm hearing so far, I guess I would like it.
The best-
because all I've been watching right now is random guy dies for random reason.
Oh,
and
no.
Now
No.
he's overpowered.
No, I showed you this video yesterday because I couldn't help myself. It's the length of the titles. Like I understand that anything that's been isekai has long names.
There's a reason for that. The reason that all these things have a stupidly long title is because they're graphic novels that were never expected to have anime adaptation.
Well, the
They're based off
spider
of
one
light
is fire.
Oh, light or graphic novels, either or.
The spider one is fire. I wish they gave it another season.
I heard a lot everyone who watched it really enjoyed it.
And the soundtrack intro for that, the intro.
That's one of the best intros.
That's
one I do need to watch is Made in Abyss because everybody in the middle.
I haven't watched it, but I felt like it's one of those like you will cry.
It's gonna fuck you up.
You're gonna cry. I heard so. I was like, There's another one that's also very emotional too that I started watching, but I had to stop because people started dying.
I'm on about To Your Eternity.
Yes. I was like, I do not have the band. I love good stories like this, but I don't have the emotional bandwidth. I will start sobbing and there will be a wrap and then I won't pay attention to the story because it's just sad. And it's so well written, which is a shame because a lot of the well written stuff gets overlooked because you feel like you have to be in the mood to watch it.
Yeah.
Ironically, I'll get attached more to that shit as opposed to action shit. Action shit's good to watch, but you'll get more attached to like emotional stuff.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah,
but
that
sometimes
is
you
true.
just want something absolutely stupid just to like get your mind off.
Konosuba.
Or Mashal.
Oh, MASH, yeah.
Or Mash. Yeah,
Yes, the boy who lives with muscles. Yes.
Harry Spotter.
Shit's really good.
Two
So
episodes behind.
Oh, are we?
we'll watch it. We'll watch that. We'll watch that and the newest Demon Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
We're 2 behind on Demon Slayer.
Yeah, we have 4 episodes.
We have to let that pile up, though, because...
No, we don't.
Really? Because
Yeah, apparently it's just too damn good.
Even Thomas is all like hyped. We might have him as a future guest, guys.
Oh, yeah, he will be here. We'll plop him right there.
Episode 5 has had people just raving this entire week.
Okay, well...
Like, apparently every single episode
Has been a
is
banger.
better than the episode that precedes it. Like, it's just getting as nuts as it could possibly get. And most of it is because of the UFO table, because, let's face it, the manga for Swordsmith Village wasn't that great. It was actually one of the weaker arcs of Demon Slayer.
I mean, there's a few animes where they did it better than the manga.
The guy that says I'm stylish.
You're looking at Yu Code Geass?
Stylish?
Which one?
The Swordsman Village was the one that's stylish?
No, so where they are right now.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we're only like 2 episodes in.
Right, I'm saying the manga arc isn't that great.
Oh.
It's sort of like, so Demon Slayer as an anime is being heavily propelled by its visual style.
Yeah, the orgasms that happen is like...
Because if you remember the way Entertainment District ended,
happens
the fight between Uzui
Yeah.
and Kikaku, so basically that 2.5 minute sequence was 4 panels in the manga.
Yes.
That entire sequence
Yeah.
was made by UFO Table from scratch.
But then UFO Table is also known to making things like beautifying things, like everything they've done with
All their
Fate
action
Stay Night.
sequences are god tier.
Yeah, Kara no Kyokai.
UFO table. If you get one,
UFO table.
We will take all the free merch, by the way.
We will take everything that pertains to Fate Stay Night and Kara no Kyokai. And what's the fighting game? Oh my god. Multi Blood, yes. Oh, we should play Multi Blood.
We'll take all the free goodies and unbox it on the podcast.
We should start doing we should go back to our fighting games. Those work lethargic.
Go back to Soul Calibur.
Yes. That's not a bad idea.
I've been seeing a lot of things where, like, recently the Hololive girls have been playing Soul Calibur 6.
Hot anime avatar girls just playing.
Ay, maldita
No,
sea.
but they've been fighting, like, other weird characters
You know
and
which,
commenting on it.
what was that game that it was hand-drawn that we enjoyed it too all? It had 1 and 2. It was an Xbox exclusive at first.
Dead or Alive, that's for sure.
No, it's not. Well, no, we played that too, but he plays Kasumi. Guess why?
No, I play Ayane.
Guess why?
No, because I was actually good with Ayane.
Anyway,
Ayane and Helena for DOA.
I'm sure her personality was very present in your mind when you were playing this
I was
game.
ranked 7 on DOA 4 for Xbox.
What was the name of that fighter game that we enjoyed on the Xbox and we played with each other? It was also like a hand-drawn
I
type.
know the exact one you're talking about.
What was the name?
Skullgirls.
Yes.
That's even on your phone. You can buy it for like $2.
I still enjoy it better on the Xbox.
I'm just saying.
I have it physical for Switch also.
Oh,
Yeah, I managed to get one finally.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
And that has all the DLC characters because there was a lot of DLC characters that happened.
They had interesting art. I like the artwork for that game. It was pretty cool. I like all those indie games that do like really interesting art.
Skullgirls was an absolutely amazing fight.
These past like 6 years, the indie scene like just went up. Like people would rather buy indie title games over AAA titles.
But then you have, because some of their stories are fire, Dust.
Can you tell me the genre? I don't know.
Oh, Dust is adventure, like an open world, was it?
Metroidvania.
It's the Metroidvania.
Dust is unique though.
Wasn't it one person who worked on it
Dust
from
was
the
made
beginning
by
to end?
one person.
Same story of Undertale.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Toby Fox.
Yeah, but Dust and Undertale, I would say, are two different beasts.
Yeah.
Like Dust is absolutely freaking gorgeous, and it's very fast paced. While Undertale's RPG, and very slow and methodical.
Was Ori also an indie that became mainstream?
Ori and the Blind Forest?
I don't know if Moon Studios could be considered an indie.
That's what I'm saying. Like they actually have money back.
They got backed by Microsoft.
Yeah.
They
They got
did.
money.
But their first one was
Backed by Microsoft.
as well? Okay, never mind.
Like that was Microsoft's highlight.
What about Moonlighter then?
Moonlighter's indie.
Andy.
What else? What else am I?
Bastion, Transistor.
But
Bastion's really good. And
I
I
like
only
Bastion.
played like 10 minutes. 10 minutes just because I had to open it up.
are all those cattails that I like also indie?
Cat Quest is indie.
Cat Quest?
I just found it funny because that was one of the last titles I saw at the Switch at my GameStop before I left. I'm like, who the fuck would buy this game? Because we
I
only
like cats.
only got one copy of it. So I'm like,
Yes, because it was not a popular. And there's there's Cat Quest 1 and 2.
because out of a box of like 80 games, I'm like, every like 2 or 3 months we'd only get one copy of one game.
But then Limbo was also, wasn't Limbo?
Limbo is an indie.
Limbo's fantastic.
Is Limbo the skull guy?
No, Limbo is that everything is in shadow versus light. It was a very interesting concept. Everything you played, the character, everything in the forefront was in shadow.
What genre is it?
Platformer.
Yeah, it's a platformer.
Okay.
Then it was Limbo. What's the sequel?
Inside.
All those are really good. And it's a story without any dialogue, basically.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
There's no dialogue.
The one.
So like how Legos used to be before they ruined it, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Damon the other day, like the games that I gravitate towards are like rhythm games, and good strategy games. Those are 2 things I gravitate towards.
The last rhythm game I played was the Miku game on. What system was it? I can't even remember.
We had it on everything. We had it on Vita, PSP, we had it on PS4.
I don't remember where I played it.
I wonder if I could download it on the PS5.
Maybe on Steam.
It's on Steam also.
Yes, on Steam.
Get a Steam Deck.
Let us know if you want us to play Project Diva on the stream.
Let's see. Where else was
That
it?
will be on the Patreon content. We will be which will be starting 2 weeks from now, because we're just dipping our toes into it and getting ourselves accustomed to it. I know you guys want to keep talking, and we will in the future. But we'll cut it here. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out. And we're done.